morning, everyone try to be towards the center, okay? So you look like, yeah.
Stuck in the house.
Go ahead, thank you so much. You should all be proud of yourselves, okay? You're a small group within a large community here who have taken the time to say, who I am makes a difference. Repeat that. Who I am makes a difference. You need to believe that. You want to do something with your life more than just get through it. And be very proud of yourself this morning, okay? I promise you that Doc and I are going to give you the tools to be very successful in life. You can be. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. And anyone who didn't come to this program today, who makes fun of you for having come, the answer is, I'm really sorry you feel that way. That's all you have to say to somebody. When they say something that you feel that you're being put down on, you don't argue with anyone, you don't bully back, you don't get into any problem. The answer to anyone who comes to you, I'm sorry you feel that way. And it ends it, and you go forward. Does that make sense to you? That's the answer. I'm just sorry you feel that way.
Get even better than that. 6 or 7 years from now, when you're driving from the Hot Wheels down the street, you see some of your classmates who are too busy to figure out about their life and about their future, just wave and honk at them as you drive by. You'll find part of your classmates who decide there's more important things. You'll come in, you'll see them when they're 25 years old, wearing their high school leather jacket. We're talking about life. We're talking about futures. We're talking about opportunity. What is opportunity? What is opportunity? Class, anybody have an idea what opportunity is? Now y'all gotta be sharper than that. Nobody in this class here, please, what's an opportunity?
It's like giving you the chance to do something.
Get me on. Please. Say it when we hear you.
Whoops. It's like giving you the chance to do something.
Absolutely. You go to the top of the class. What's your name?
Natalie. I just want to introduce Gio.
Everybody.
Gio is from Rancho Mirage, a graduate of our program, a super athlete, finishing up his 2nd year in college. He was with us 3 years. And he's an example of how you can go from here to here. And Jerry will let him talk later. But we welcome you, Gio. Thank you.
So an opportunity, it's a chance. It's a chance to get what you want. It's a chance for advancement. It's a chance for achievement. Opportunity. Opportunity. There's 300 people in this room 2 weeks ago. 300 people raised their hands when they needed help figuring out a goal, figuring out a plan. They wanted to do something with their life. 300 people all stood up and said, we want something better. We want a nicer house. We'd like to drive a nice car. We want to be financially independent. 300 people. And we got less than 30 people in this room, less than 10%. Y'all gonna have to educate me in a little bit. Right now, I want you to see, we do certain things we bring in every week. Every class will bring in a video that's gonna be appropriate for that class. So I want you to really pay attention and watch this. It'll open your eyes.
Jerry, do they need to move that out of the way? Need to roll it?
I don't think so.
Is
y'all
that
see
in
it?
your way? Anybody? Everyone listens to them. You should follow. Learn how to be leaders. Leaders. Not braggers, but leaders. Love yourself. Look inside. Look in that mirror, which the poem is in there, and Jerry has you read it every time you come. Who you are makes a difference. Go out in the world. Get your education and your foundation now. You can't build a house without a foundation. It falls down. A foundation is your high school education. When you build your house in high school, it's not a joke. You build it strong, you go forward in college, and you become leaders, and you become who you want to be. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. I sent the 9th graders today to a program on bullying. Desert Hot Springs has a lot of kids who are mean to each other, okay? You know that. You know who they are, and you know if they've been mean to you. It's a terrible word, being mean, and having fun off of somebody else's problem. You see a kid who's hunched over, you make fun of him. Why? He has to live with that. Why make fun of it? Inside is a good person. You see somebody with a limp, and you call him gimpy. Why? He has something, and he's trying to overcome it. Bullying is for insecure people to make them feel they are bigger. You are bigger. You don't need to be mean to anyone. You walk around and put a smile on your face and say hi. You will be surprised how many people will look back at you and go with a smile, hi. Because most people walk around angry and sour-faced, okay? I walk around in New York, I make contact with someone, I smile, I say hi, and I keep walking. And they jump up. Nobody says hi. Nobody smiles at people anymore. They're mean. And you aren't meant to be mean, or you wouldn't be here today. Love yourself enough. Look around your little group here. Join in together and make a difference. Thank you. Go ahead.
What I learned from this, it's not where you start in life, it's how you finish. Here's a guy who grew up poor as a church mouse, wound up being the head coach of Notre Dame. Got one of the best records in the country. It talked about choices and consequences. It talked about having a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born to win. He was born to win because he was born in America with all the opportunity. If you're not growing, you're dying, is what he says. I say, if you're not motivated going forward, you're standing still. And if you're standing still, you're going backwards because everybody else is going to pass you up. Life is all about competition. He talked about hope and dreams. I can tell you about my hope and dreams. I can remember being out there where we all are. I just hoped something was going to come along and be better. But I knew my destination. If something didn't happen, I was going to be living in a small town of Borger, Texas, probably working at my dad's store. I dreamed big. Always dreamed big. I was going to be the best football player, the best boxer, the best dancer. I dreamed big. But what I realized in life, you have a past, you have a present, and you have a future. At your age, you don't have much of a past. So what's it you just live in the past? You haven't done much. I've forgotten more than most of you know. So if you're living in the past, you're not living in the past. The majority, I'd say 99.9% of everybody, there was 300 people in this room 2 weeks ago, 99.99% of everybody in this room was living in the present How am I gonna do in the volleyball game? God support when we win the basketball game, or we got a football banquet. They're living for today. My girlfriend's mad at me. My dance teacher flubbed me. It's what's going on in the present. You people, you young men and women have thought about your future. That's the reason you're here. The reason I'm here is to make a difference in your lives. You do your share, and I'll do my share. If you want to be successful in life, I'm giving you the pathway and the roadway to do that. The Bible that we handed out is your Bible, the Jasi Bible. And I dare any of you to read that and come tell me, well, this won't work. Everything in there, you read it, and I think you'll agree. This is really good stuff. If you live by this, I count how many times you read the Bible. I mean, since you were in Jasi from Rancho Mirage.
For 3 years.
You read it quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's important. He talked about keeping life simple. Well, by the flick of a finger, like this, your life can change in a moment. An accident, somebody in your family passed away, something financially happens, things sometimes beyond your control. There's problems that come up in life. It's how you face the problems and how you get over the hurdles of life that's going to give you a leg up as you move into the future. We have a formula for that. E plus R equal O. We'll discuss that later. It will solve any problem that comes your way. If you put it into this formula, you'll be able to solve your own problems. So life is there for you. Whatever you want in life, like Lonnie said, if you don't believe in yourself, the vote's unanimous. Now y'all gonna have to educate me a little bit because I have to understand, I don't need the education. I need to understand why there are 300 people in this room who basically had no idea what was going on in their lives. They all raised their hand, they wanted help, they needed assistance. And now they've got less than 10% of the young people who said, you know what, it really matters to me because I want a good future. Give Jill the mic, will you please? Tell the group here, the Jasi group, when you first came into Jasi, you're what, 10th grade?
Sophomore.
You're a sophomore. Tell them where you were in your head and your heart, your body, what was going through in your life when you were a sophomore. The first day you walked in Jasi, explain to them where you were.
See, in the moment of my time when I came in, I didn't think about Jasi. Came in, I was just like, oh, what's this crazy old man talking about? You know, he doesn't know what I'm going through. You know, I didn't think that grades were important. I didn't think sports were important. I just was going through it, you know, playing like, oh yeah, I have a football jersey on. I'm a football player. That's me. You know, and a lot of kids do that. You guys see a lot of you guys on the football team that they don't really care. They're just there to be there, just to show off that they're a football player. And that was the mindset I had, was just to be cool and all that stuff. But that really wasn't. Getting good grades is what really changed my life around, and listening to Doc every Wednesday, showing up on time, talking to everybody, participating. I actually had a notebook, which is my Jasi notebook that I have at home. Every meeting, I would write notes down, everything he would say. Every guest speaker, I would write notes down every time. And when he was up there, oh, what did Hugh Green say? Oh, nobody raised their hand. I go, oh, I got 4 or 5 notes on it. What did Miss Olympian say? 4 or 5 notes on that too. And every time he would ask somebody, nobody had anything to say but me, because I had wrote down every single thing that these people were saying. And it impacted me a lot because I turned my life around quick. Within the next year, I was getting A's and B's. I had C's and D's, I didn't care. The first thing that really struck me was I wasn't able to participate in my sport. They said, no, you can't come. You got 2 F's. You got 2 F's, a D, and a C. What are you trying to do playing track? What are you trying to do play football next season? And that's when Doc came into our lives and started helping me out. I live by 3 rules. I call this one the golden rule. Do the right thing, always do the right thing, and repeat step 1 and 2.
Okay. So now you heard it from someone who could be sitting there right with you. So Jazzy's impacted your life?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Every time I came in, I sat up straight, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to learn. Every Wednesday.
And where are you now, Gio?
I'm finishing up my last semester at College of the Desert. I've been playing football there. I've talked to a few schools, hopefully trying to transfer out. And I sit down with Lonnie and Doc every other time, and we can make a plan. You always got to have a plan for the next step. And right now, I'm hoping working towards a fire academy, so I can become a firefighter.
That's great. Where there's a will, there's a way. You have to take advantage of opportunities. And this young man, I'm just proud to say, he's my friend. How did you do in athletics once you started Jazzy? What happened to you as an athlete?
I was a buck.
How much did you weigh your sophomore year?
About 140 pounds.
140 pounds soaking wet, probably.
Yep.
How did that impact your athletic time you graduated high school? How were you as an athlete?
Well, it impacted me because I wasn't able to play much. Like I was always too small, and the coaches didn't think that I was a good enough that I could be. So the junior year going into senior year, I started working out every morning, every sixth period. I was there every day, every single day. It didn't matter what it was. If it was a minimum day, everything like that, we was there with my friend, and we were working out. And I gained 50 pounds in 6 months.
What happened to people you ran around with, your friends at that time?
Oh, these guys didn't do anything. I got 3 or 4 friends that have kids already, and they're 19, 20 years old.
So did you have to change some friends when you decided that you were going to move in a different direction?
One thing Doc what really stuck to me what he said is, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. A lot of these guys are smoking weed, not going to school, all that stuff, and if I could have participated in that, I would not be here today. Definitely not been here today.
That's for sure. Gio, thanks.
He's embarrassed to tell you he has straight A's. Okay? And he has a job.
Everybody has a right to get what they want out of life if you're willing to pay the price. There's no more free lunches. Everybody walks around with a handout. Every time you look at it, it's going to be empty. You give a man food, you feed him for a day. You teach a person how to grow food, you feed him for a lifetime. If I told the 300 people out here, I've got somebody coming in here, it's the best hitter, and he's going to teach you how to hit baseball, the softball. We've got a great volleyball player coming here, and she's going to teach you how to spike the ball. I've got a great football coach that's going to come in here. He's going to teach you guys how to win. I can teach you how to be successful in life. Isn't that important to you? If it's not important.
I need to interrupt, forgive me. What does the word success mean to you? When we say, do you want to be successful? And you shake your head, yes. What does that mean? What do you think the word to be successful means?
I think successful means like achieving your goals, basically, like just working hard and getting what you want.
Anybody here have a goal? Okay, what's your goal?
My goal is to, go to college and play football in college, and from there play for about 2-3 years, and then try to go to the league. And if that doesn't work for me, get a major in business.
Okay, first thing, you get to have your major in business. 2% of the entire country, 2% of every school in the entire country who play football, 2% make it into a pros. The rest of you can be athletic directors, sports writers, okay, equipment people, anything else to do with the sport. But if you put all your goal on becoming a pro player, You're setting yourself up for failure. Now, you may be very, very, very good. I don't know right now. But that can't be the final goal. Because in the time that you will spend thinking that that's your goal, you're going to miss out on everything else that's happening before you. You want to play for a good school? They won't take you with less than a 2.5 average. Okay? We have a video that Doc is going to show you on the #1 player in the state of California who didn't get one scholarship, nobody looking at him, because he had no grades. #1, Edgar Segura. They did an ESPN video on him. It won Video of the Year from ESPN, okay, on how he was the best football player. And he couldn't go anywhere because that's what he had, but nobody would take him. Grades, grades, and grades. That's the first thing to get to your goal. And everyone here needs to have a thought. Until you get to college, you don't really have to make that decision of what you want to major in. All you have to do is get yourself to college. That's your job. Get yourself to college. And that's through grades and participation in your community and good words from your coach. Because if you don't get along with your coach, he can change your life like that. So the work comes from within you. And it's a good goal. What's your goal?
My goal is to go to college. I want to major in marine biology. If that doesn't work, I will become a coach for volleyball or
A
basketball.
coach for volleyball. Okay? I hope you get the marine biology. Okay. But a coach, coaches are great. Coaches today make money. When I was growing up, if I told my mother that I wanted to marry a football coach from a school, she'd have looked at me like I was crazy. Now they make $7-8 million a year if they're good football coaches. Okay? Because they've proved themselves. I'm taking away my husband's time, and I'm sure he's standing here saying, why are you doing that? But I care about you kids, and he cares about you. And we're not trying to stand here and lecture you, okay? It may sound like that for a little bit. We want your participation. We want you to realize what's in you, okay? I never knew what I wanted to be when I got to high school. In the first 2 years, college, the first 2 years of college, you could just take all the normal courses if you want to, English and math and Spanish and blah, 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 until you pick where you really want to go. You need to have a passion. You need to think of what makes you happy when you get up. Whether it's working with kids or being with football or being a marine biologist or helping animals and being a vet or anything else. But you need to start to do one thing. Think. Think. Think what makes you feel good. Feeling is something you need to learn. What you think, does it make you feel good? Okay? You got me? No.
Success. She asked you what is success. Let me tell you what Jasi's goal is and mission is. We're going to teach you and challenge you to be the best that you can be. The best that you can be. You may not be like a LeBron James or J.J. Watt, or the best that you can be. Do any of you know the best that you can be? You don't? I know. 2 fears in life. There's a fear of failure and a fear of change. There's people they're in a bad job, they hate their job, or they're in a bad marriage, or they're in a bad relationship. But they're so afraid to change because they don't know how bad it may be on the other side. So they stay in that bad situation. And all of a sudden, 5 years go by, and 10 years go by, and you realize you wasted 10 years of your life. There is a fear of failure. A lot of people won't give a maximum effort to be the best they can be because they don't think they can measure up. They have a poor self-image. They're not motivated. They have no one that can help them. You're not going to get across the finish line of life without having a doc by your side or someone who can work with you and teach you and help you. Surround yourself with people smarter than you. I didn't become so successful because I was so smart and because I knew all the right answers. I was smart enough to realize what I don't know. And I was surround myself with people that could give me the answers. That's what intelligent, successful business people do. Surround themselves with people that can always give them right answers and keep them on track. So if you want to be the best that you can be, and I'm talking about physically and mentally, we work on 3 things. To be the best that you can be as a student. Because what you've seen so far, it doesn't matter how good an athlete you may be, but if you don't have the grades, when you try to go to college, well, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to play college sports. The NCAA regulations. We're going to get you to be the best that you can be athletically. What happens is so many of us just get to a point where it's pretty comfortable and we just stay there. You got to go past that point. You got to keep moving up, and it's painful and it's hard to do an extra push-up or make that extra lift, but all of a sudden you do it and next week you're doing it better. That's what achievement is. That's what happens to the real champions in the world. They don't settle for something that's easy to accomplish. If they did, if that was the way you become successful, then everybody would be successful because it takes very little effort. If you want to be in the top percent, the top 1%, the top 5%, that's where it's at. It's there for you if you pay the price. If you ask people for help, if you see opportunity and recognize it. Opportunity was right here in front of 300 of you. And we got 20 people who said, that's for me. I'll tell you what, those of you who finished the Jasi class, you'll leave the other ones so far in your dust, they'll be choking. That's true. Is that right, Jill? What happened to your class and you were in it for 3 years, and you saw how the seniors changed, and you saw the kids dropped out of class.
There were 3 seniors left. They started off with 30, 40 kids. There was 3 seniors left at the end of the year. It's 3 years, yeah.
Seniors went to school, went to colleges.
Nope.
A lot of our players did, Jasi.
Only play with 3 guys right now.
Well, that's a COD.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah, that was just a COD.
I got one that stayed in the Jasi program. He's a D1 kicker at
UC Davis.
UC Davis. We have 2, Isaiah and Mason, that are playing at Redlands right now. And then I have Matt, who's playing at Luther.
Matt's playing at Laverne.
Laverne, yeah. And then that's pretty much it. I'm not anything else.
I need y'all to coach me a little bit. Has anybody Googled me? I guess I just have a lot of common sense. I just don't understand. If I went somewhere, there's so much knowledge available. There's no more secrets anymore. Hell, if I want to find Matthew McConaughey, I can find his address, probably his phone number. if you go to someplace and you hear somebody talk, you say, he sounds interesting. He's talking about the future. He's talking about my future. I get it. Let's see who this guy is. You Google Dr. Jerry Argovitz. Dr. Jerry Argovitz and Jasi, Jasi. Wow. You find a lot of things out about this man. This is the man that I want to learn from. This is the man that can help me. He's a known person. I may be the most successful person you've ever met. Did anybody take advantage of it? You are. You don't get the opportunity. Because everything I know up here and everything I got in here, I'm going to share with you. So we're working to be the best that you can be. That's success. If you can become the best that you can be, physically and mentally, academically, athletically, and the third, and it's very, very important, is called kindness. Citizenship, if you want to call it that. Kindness, a kind person, a good person. There's not enough kindness anymore in the world. And when you're successful, and you're doing all these great things to be the best that you can become, you may not be all conference, you may not be the best on the team, but if you're doing the best that you can do, that's all any coach asks for. Is that right? How many people swim? Are these swimmers in here? What's your coach want from you?
To do as many laps as we can.
A little louder.
Do as many laps as we can do.
He wants you to be the best that you can be, right? The very best that you can be in what you're trying to achieve. That's what coaches want. They want to see you be the right kind of person too, not just as an athlete. They want to see you achieve in life. So tell me, where I can understand it, why you are here and why are 275 people who are drowning, why are they not here? Why do they say this is not for me? You know, guys, you can't sit there like you don't hear. You need to participate. Somebody asks you a question, raise your hands. That's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to help people. Besides yourself, please. Speak loud and loud where I can hear you.
They're lazy.
They're lazy. Yes, sir. They're lazy. You think you're going to be successful when you're lazy? Don't have a chance.
They don't care as much as we do.
They don't care as much as we do. Absolutely. You care about your future, correct? Sure. They're not worried about their future. And the day they graduate and get out of high school, that's when the cold winds of hell slap you right in the face. Because now you're all by yourself. No coaches to hug you and love you. No teachers to want to get you motivated and inspire you. You're finished. You're out of here. They worry about the new people coming in. Yes, sir?
Not committed.
They're not committed. They're not committed to probably anything except having a good time. They're living in the future, I mean in the present. I was the same way. I can't say any different. When I was there, I understand what was going on. I was sitting out there with you. I was searching myself. Anybody else got a reason why they're not here? Please.
They're stuck in an illusion. They haven't seen the reality of life yet and how it's going to be after they graduate from high school.
That's some really good stuff. Look at the microphone. Yeah, I want to hear that. That was some good stuff. I want to hear that. Help me. Y'all doing me a favor because I'm searching. I'm baptized. Please talk loud and slow. I can hear you.
They're stuck in an illusion and they haven't seen the reality of how life is going to be after graduating from high school. Because it's just, they think that it's a game right now and they're just stuck in it. But after they leave, they'll once finally realize like what they're going to have to deal with eventually. And we have obstacles in life we have to go through. And sometimes not everybody can do that because of their past. I can't explain it well, but it's like
You,
the best like.
you explained it very well. What she's saying is that there's those who are not focused on their future. And all these other things are coming about. They're lazy, they're non-committed. Bad habits, this is what they are. That's their character. Remember what I said in life? The two most important things a person can have is character and integrity. Character is who you are. So if you're lazy and you're not reliable, and you're not committed, and you're either asleep, you don't have a good work ethic, and you're distracted because you got your head down and playing these stupid little games, this is who you are. Pretty simple, isn't it? So if you want to really excel to the whole world, it's up to here, you've got to elevate your game. You have a chance to be the leader of the band, if that's what you want to be. Not just a member of the band. How many of you would like to own your own business someday, not work for somebody else? It's good to dream big. Why not? Why not be able to have your own business and have 10 people work for you? I drove a dump truck one summer when I was a junior in high school. I drove a dump truck. Well, all summer. Worked for the people. And talked to my dad one day. I started telling him, I said, Dad, I don't know about, going to college, next year. I could go back and work for Mr. Humphreys and, drive the truck. And he said, what do you want to do that for? You need to get your education. I said, well, what I was figuring, I said, if I can drive the truck and learn the business, I like that. I'll buy 5 other trucks. I'll hire 5 drivers. They'll be working for me, and I'm going to be making all this money. I realized at the early age, I didn't know what, but I knew I had the ability to see something and know something, react to something. You have to recognize opportunity when it's there. You have to do that. You have to be the best that you can be. Over and over and over. I'm telling you. Look in the book. If y'all will read this, here's your assignment, what I want you to do. Next week, when you come, 2 weeks from now, is the next session. We're going to be having some guest speakers come in from time to time. It's going to be very exciting. Tell me, how did y'all like the video? So what I plan on doing this year, there is so much good information that I have the ability to reach out and touch. In each class, I'm going to start off with a video. It's going to be stimulating. It's going to give you some inspiration and hope and show you how things that you can do. So I think this is it. Would y'all like that? Something you like to do? So what we're going to do in Jasi, we're going to prepare you. We're going to prepare you to face the future. We're going to prepare you to be the best that you can be. Mentally and physically. We're going to challenge you. The things I insist on is total honesty. Like I say, if you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll cheat. You have no character. You have no integrity. You're bankrupt from day one. You have no moral conscience if you do these things. Now's the time to get rid of these bad habits and get some good habits, new habits. Your best thinking, there's 300 people out there. Their best thinking at this moment is, who needs to waste their time listening to some idiot? He don't know anything. He can't help me. If you think you've had it bad, you have no idea about my story. Lou Holtz had it good compared to the way I grew up. He talked about having, what did he have, a 2 or 3 room house? Was that it? He said he grew up in West Virginia, 3 rooms? 1 room? Well, I had 1 room. Can you imagine my dad, my My dad was a skilled carpenter. He could fix anything. He could plumb, he could do electrical work, he could build houses, do anything. My grandfather, this little town, Borger, Texas, had a hotel and a little building next door to it. That building was 25 feet wide. You know what 25 feet is? Like a little less than 8 yards, right? And it was 50 feet deep. He took and he built a wall halfway down that store. So that building, 25 feet deep and 25 feet wide, was how he started his business in this little room, and he called it his hardware store. I lived as a small child, probably 5 to 8 years old. We lived in the back part, 25 feet by 25 feet. They had a bed. There's a little area there with a plastic thing around it, and that was our shower. He had a little table with 3 little chairs, and it was had a little hot plate on it, and that's where my mom used to cook. So, like I say to you, it's not where you start in life. It's how you finish. And you have the opportunity to change your life. Your best thinking has got you where you are. And sometimes you have to change your best thinking. You have to be honest with yourself. You're programmed now, I dare you. When you read this book, what I want you to do, I want you to get on the right track. Are y'all willing to give me 20 minutes a day, let's say 5 days out of the week, till the next meeting in 2 weeks? Is anybody here that's just not willing to do that? Do you have 20 minutes of your life to spare? Would you do that?
Yes.
If you'll do that, all I'm asking you to do is you sit down, quiet at night, or whenever you're available, wherever you are, wherever you're comfortable, sit down and block everything else out, and just read your Bible, start from the first page. Who's the most important person in your life? That's what you have to learn first. You go through this, and you read this every day for the next 2 weeks. That's how we're going to build your foundation. Because if you don't believe in this, and you're not willing to do these things, then you're wrong. And opportunities that you're going to have and the advantages you're going to have are not going to be there with you. And if you have any questions about any of it, you want to talk to me, you all have access to my email, and you have access to my text. So if you need to correspond with me, I'll always answer you. Text me or email me. And if you want to meet with me, discuss anything about the Jasi program or anything that's going on in your life, that Jasi can help you, or I can help you, or Lonnie can help you, you need to contact me, text or email, and we'll set up a meeting the Wednesday I'm out here. After this class, I have an office here, and I'll meet with you. Anybody have any questions? It's important when you come here in 2 weeks, I want you to be ready to discuss what you're seeing, what you're reading, what you're feeling, how you begin to see differently. It's almost like a light comes on your head. I've seen it happen. Once you get it, kind of light up, don't you, Gio? Somebody understands this and what's going on? Your world changes. You become more confident. You become more important. Who wants to read? Who's a good reader here? One of you girls probably a good reader. Who's a good reader? Nobody reads good? Not one person in this class reads good? What I got? What's in wrong here? Is everybody too bashful? Okay. And where's the microphone? Wait a minute. I want you to read it clearly and loud so everybody can hear this. And I want you to think about these words. Last page.
when you get all you want and struggle for wealth, and the world makes you king for a day, then go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your mother, your father, or your coach whose judgment upon you must pass, but the man whose verdict counts most in your life. And this one string back from the glass, he's the fellow to please. Never mind all the rest, for he's with you right up to the end, and you've passed your most difficult and dangerous test. If the man in the glass is your friend, you may be like Jack Horner and chisel a plum and think you're a wonderful guy, but then in the glass says you're the only bum. If you can't look him straight in the eye, you can fool the whole world down the pathway of yours, or of years, and take pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you cheated the man in the glass.
Okay, listen up. And we'll leave you with this for the rest of your life. No matter how hard you try, you're never going to forget what I'm telling you. Cheating the man in the glass. When you don't do the right thing, when you don't turn your homework in, when you don't do the things that you're supposed to do, and you're responsible to do, and you're committed to do, and you don't do it on a timely basis, you are cheating the person in the glass. You are cheating yourself. Why would anyone want to cheat themselves? So tonight when you're brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, or just looking in the mirror, look in the mirror and get to know that person. Because if you're going to be cheating him or her, you have to live with that the rest of your life. See you next time. Thank you. 1 second, hold it.
At least one person in here. One person. And you guys can change it. I need your guys' help to get one person in here. That's my assignment to you guys. You guys got 2 weeks for that. Thank you guys.
Let me tell you how else that you're going to be disadvantaged. I've got a lot of people over the other high school. When I bring speakers in, I'm not bringing a top speakers over here to talk to 22 people, 22 kids. For instance, this program, not going to do it. There's no more than that interested. You'll have the Jasi, but I can't afford to bring a major speaker here when I got 20 people showing up. That makes sense? But you get the best from me. Okay, see you next time.